Welcome back, everyone. It's been a little while, but after a chaotic tavern brawl, a warehouse heist gone south, and making enemies with some very powerful people, you all finally hit level 2. So, before we jump back into the world of bad decisions and questionable morals, let's go around and see what kind of skills you all acquired. Fils-aime, why don't you start us off?
To start off, my hit point maximum has increased to 19.
Oh, good. Now it'll take 3 whole stabs to kill you.
Correct. Statistically speaking, my survival rate has improved by approximately...
Yeah. Upgrades. What's the fun stuff?
Infusions. I can enhance weapons, armor, or gear. I chose 4, but can only activate 2.
And those are?
For standby, Mind Sharpener. For improved spell concentration, and enhanced defense, which increases AC.
So you're harder to hit and less likely to get knocked on your ass mid-spell. Got it. What about the active ones?
The first is Replicate Magic Item, specifically Bag of Holding. This grants near limitless storage, preventing encumbrance.
So we can just chuck anything inside?
Affirmative. However, I advise against placing another Bag of Holding within. In the last campaign I hosted as DM, someone made the mistake of doing so.
Oh yeah? And what happens if we do that?
Catastrophic planar instability.
In English?
Everything in the vicinity would be sucked into the astral plane.
So let's not do that.
Agreed.
No promises.
Additionally, I have a request for the DM.
Oh boy, what is it?
My other active infusion, Repeating Shot, would fit well if I constructed firearms. Specifically, dual handguns.
Fils-aime, my man! You just keep getting better and better.
I have determined firearms would provide superior performance. With proper tools, time, and a workbench, I can construct them myself.
I mean, guns aren't exactly common here. People are running around with swords and bows, and you want to dual-wield pistols like this is some kind of medieval Western action movie?
That is an accurate comparison.
I mean, it does make sense, with his class and all.
Actually, you know what? If anyone could figure out how to make guns work, it's you. But I'm not just letting you pull them out of thin air.
Understood.
You want them? You build them. Find a workbench. Take your time. And if you roll well enough, you get your guns. But I swear to God, if you roll a nat 1 while making them, they're going to explode in your hands.
Worth the risk. Thank you, Reggie.
Don't mention it. I can't wait to see what kind of crazy shit you pull off with those. Now that that's settled, Rowan, what have you got for us, man?
All right, so I hit level 2, which means I got me some new tricks. First off, my health's up to 14, so I'm a little tougher.
Little.
Ain't much, but it's honest work. The real upgrade is my fighting style. I took Blessed Warrior. Means I got some spells that ain't about killing, they're about keeping people on their feet. First spell's Spare the Dying. If someone goes down, I touch them. Bam! Stable. No roll, no luck, just not dead. Second one's Guidance. Gives folks a little boost before they do something important. Extra D4 on a check. Real handy for talking our way out of trouble.
Or making sure you don't mess up a jump.
Exactly. So yeah, nothing fancy, but I reckon it suits me better.
Statistically, this increases our group's survival rate. I approve.
Interesting choice. You had the option to make yourself stronger, but you chose to assist others instead.
If I can keep one of y'all from getting killed, that's worth more than hitting a little harder.
That's actually kind of admirable. Didn't expect you to be the responsible one.
Hey now, just 'cause I'm helping folks don't mean I ain't still reckless. Besides, I still got Divine Smite now, so I ain't exactly helpless in a fight. Basically what this means is, when I hit something, I can burn a spell slot to make it hurt a lot more. Deals extra radiant damage. Real good for putting the hurt on anything nasty, especially undead.
Yeah, healing magic is nice and all, but big magic sword attack is what really makes a paladin a paladin. Rowan's locked in. Why don't you go next, Elowen?
For HP, I think I'm just gonna roll my D10. Take my chances.
Feeling lucky, huh?
More like hoping I don't get screwed over again. Well, max roll of 10. I'm up to 20 hit points now.
God damn!
Next, I put my expertise into athletics.
Oh, really? Not going to put it in for more stealth?
Look, I already know I'm good at sneaking, even if the dice haven't exactly agreed with me in the late game last episode. But when sneaking fails, running, climbing, and fighting back need to succeed. I'd rather be able to muscle my way out of a bad situation than just rely on slipping away. Now, I have two choices. Druidic Warrior, which would have given me some druid spells, or fighting style feat, which lets me pick from any combat style. I went with archery, so now I get a +2 bonus to all my ranged attacks.
So now, when you hit something, it's real hard to miss?
Pretty much.
All right, Bastion, you're up.
Not much in terms of choices, but I did get a couple of upgrades. First, for my HP, I decided to just take the fixed increase instead of rolling for it. So now I'm up to 22.
Coward.
Okay, I now have Action Surge, which lets me take an extra action on my turn once per short or long rest. The second ability is Tactical Mind. This means that if I fail an ability check, I can burn a use of Second Wind. Instead of healing, I roll 1d10 and add that to my failed roll.
So if you screw up, you get a second chance?
Pretty much. And if I still fail, I don't lose the ability. I just get to keep it until I actually succeed.
So basically, you're too stubborn to fail.
Not exactly how I'd word it, but sure.
Sounds like everyone's set. You're all stronger, faster, and in Ferrum's case, somehow more terrifying. But enough about that. Let's get back into the game. Last time, the Gentarum launched an attack on the Waterdeep guards. While you got caught in the crossfire, one Gentarum thug is on the run, while the other is on the floor, lying motionless. And the remaining guard has been tasked with keeping you in place until the other guards catch the remaining operative. So, what are you guys—
I want to search the body.
Are you fucking serious?
What's your problem, Rowan? We just started and, you're already on your bullshit.
This decision is highly inadvisable.
Will y'all calm down? Fight's over. Fellas ain't needing his stuff no more.
Wow, man, you're crazy, Rowan. So you just casually step over the still warm corpse like you're clocking in for work and immediately start rifling through his pockets. The guard watches this unfold in absolute disbelief. His hands are still gripping his sword. His knuckles are white. He visibly tenses up like he's expecting to have to stop you from committing further crimes.
Hey! What in the hells do you think you're doing?
Checking for a pulse. What's it look like?
No, you're not.
You can't prove that.
Oh my god.
Fuck you, Rowan.
Roll me a deception check, Rowan. Just keep in mind that you're going to need a high—
20 total.
Oh, okay. The guard narrows his eyes, stepping forward.
Wait, you were checking for a pulse?
Yes, sir. Just making sure the poor bastard was really gone. Hate to see someone left for dead when they might still be breathing.
The guard hesitates, looking between you and the very obvious coin pouch in your hand. His expression is now firmly parked between skeptical and "are you fucking kidding me?"
Right. In the pouch?
Ah, yeah.
This should be good.
Was gonna return this to his next of kin.
The guard crosses his arms, clearly skeptical.
Next of kin, huh? And who exactly would that be?
Yeah. That'd be, old Timmy Copperpocket. Runs a small fishing business out in, Boulder Brook.
Boulder Brook? Never heard of it.
Yeah, real quiet town. Mostly fish. Occasional bandit raid. Timmy's a real stand-up guy, though. Hard worker. One arm, 11 kids. This here'll help him keep the business running.
You did not just fucking say 11 kids.
Rowan is currently operating at peak deception.
Roll another deception check.
I'd like to use guidance on myself.
Fine, roll it.
22 total.
Wait, what?
The guard stares at you, clearly trying to process this absurdly specific lie, but somehow, against all logic, he believes you.
Yeah, I think I heard of Timmy Copperpocket.
Rowan has successfully fabricated an entire town, a tragic backstory, and a legacy of struggling fishermen within 6 seconds.
The guard fully buys it. He nods sympathetically, placing a hand on his hip.
Damn shame what happened to him. A man with 11 kids and only one arm. Hard life.
Ain't it just?
Timmy Copperpocket, good man.
The guard looks at you for a moment, then lets out a sigh.
Well, I suppose he would have wanted you to have it then, to, help the family.
The guard actually gestures to the coin pouch in approval, as if Rowan is doing some noble act of charity.
Make sure that goes to Timmy's kids, all right?
On my honor.
You open the pouch and count out 25 gold pieces. Somehow, through sheer nonsense and divine luck, you've turned a crime scene into a profitable venture. Congratulations, Rowan. You just got paid for looting a corpse in front of a guard, and he thanked you for it.
He has my trust going forward, no matter how absurd his methods are.
Well, thank you, Ferrum. You ain't so bad yourself. At least someone ain't praying for my downfall.
Come on, dude. We aren't praying for your downfall.
We're just trying to keep it from being inevitable.
Exactly.
And I will admit that I've been mostly impressed with what you've pulled off so far. But we're a team. What you do affects all of us.
While his actions are unorthodox, they have proven statistically effective.
Oh, come on, Ferrum. You know full well he sometimes doesn't think before he acts.
True. However, his unpredictability creates an advantage. Opponents struggle to counter strategies that do not adhere to conventional logic.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's not a good thing.
And it doesn't change the fact that we're carrying something people are willing to kill for.
We need to figure out why, but we can't do that with the target painted on our backs.
Correction. Rowan is the target. The rest of us merely experience collateral consequences.
Yeah, I don't like that phrasing. Look, I get what y'all are saying. I do. I know I don't always think things through. And yeah, sometimes I act first and deal with the consequences later. It's how I've always been.
Is there a reason for that?
Back in the war, you didn't always get time to plan. You just reacted, hesitated, and got people killed.
Rowan.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
But hey, we ain't in a war, right? So I'll try to be more careful.
I do trust you. All of you. And to be clear, I'm not against the antics. Mixes things up a little.
One way to put it.
But there's a difference between mixing things up and recklessly endangering the mission.
Fair point.
Acknowledged. However, I predict he will continue to act recklessly.
Oh yeah, definitely. So what's the play then? Don't know about you, but I'd rather not wait for them guards to come back.
We obviously need to leave, but without making ourselves a bigger problem.
A display of dominance or authority may discourage interference. He is uncertain. Exploit that.
All right, Reggie, I'm going up to the guard and trying to talk sense into him. You saw what happened. We weren't the ones who started that fight. We weren't the ones who drew first blood, but we finished it.
The guard's grip tightens slightly on his weapon, but he doesn't draw it. He shifts his stance, visibly on edge, but not acting yet. He's trying to read you all.
Doesn't mean I should just let you walk out of here.
You can try to stop us, or you can focus on the ones who actually ran, because we're not the ones you need to be worried about. You're alone. Your backup is chasing a man who actually means trouble. You think keeping us here is the best use of your time?
Roll an intimidation check.
15 total.
The guard swallows hard, his grip loosening on his weapon as he exhales sharply. His eyes flick between you all, assessing the odds before he steps aside.
Fine, just go. But if I see you again, I'll remember this.
With that, you waste no time putting distance between yourselves and the warehouse. The sounds of shouting and hurried footsteps echo behind you as the remaining guards pursue the escaping Gentarim operative. The lone guard left behind watches you disappear into the city streets, clearly unsettled, but unwilling to press his luck any further.
All right, we've made some good distance between us and the warehouse. I think we can breathe easy now. Thank you all so much. If you can give me that artifact now, I can finally get to the bottom of this and see what it truly is.
That's enough. Fuck that. Reggie, I'm moving between her and Elowin. No more deflecting, and definitely no more empty answers. We just risked our asses for this. Start talking now, or we're taking this to someone who can actually give us answers.
Okay. That artifact. It was in my family's possession for years. My father. He spent his life studying it. He was convinced it was more than just some lost relic. That it had a deeper connection to something ancient. Something godly.
Let me guess. He was right?
I believe he was onto something. Nothing short of a breakthrough. Something important enough that he was going to present his findings to his colleagues at the university. My understanding was so that he can gain additional funds and resources to further study it and get the answers he so desperately wanted. He never made it out of the door before he was killed, and after that, I got sent away for years due to fears that I could be next.
I can't imagine how hard that must have been on you.
I won't pretend to know how you feel or what you're going through, but losing someone you care for before their time is a tragedy.
And if it brings you any...
How was he killed, and were there any leads?
Goddamn, Ferrum! The lady was just telling us about her father's death, while you're over here like a detective with a clipboard asking her to get down to the nitty-gritty details.
Emotional distress does not negate the importance of data. Understanding the method of execution could provide insight into the perpetrator. Precision, brutality, subtlety. These details indicate intent, resources, and level of experience.
Doesn't mean you have to go into full interrogation mode.
And I'm all for figuring out who did it. But let's not act like she was taking notes when it happened.
It's quite all right. If I'm being honest, I don't know how I felt about it at the time. I resented him, sure, because he was always into his work, but he was still my father. And to answer your question, Fils-aime, we never found out. It clearly wasn't some random attack, and whoever did it knew how and when to kill him. A blade at the back base of his head, no warning, nothing, all because someone didn't want his research going public.
The timing of his death suggests a deliberate effort to suppress information. What was the nature of his discovery?
I don't know all of it, but his notes, his work, it's all still in his lab. If there are answers, they're there. Answers that murderer never found.
Your father's lab, if it was inside the estate, why didn't anyone, including this assumed professional, ever find it?
Because no one knew where to look. It wasn't some obvious study filled with books and research. My father kept his work hidden so well that when he died, nobody could find it.
And what makes you think we can find this secret lab?
We have to. He wouldn't have hidden it unless he knew someone might come looking. And if I can finish what he started, maybe I can finally understand why he died for it. Come with me to the estate. You made it this far, why not go all the way? There's still much more coin to be made if you can help me uncover anything.
We appreciate that, but first, the four of us should discuss.
Since you put it that way, we'll make sure we escort you there safely and flip this estate on its head to get you the answers you deserve. Lead the way, Miss Evandra.
No, Rowan, get back here.
I'm only kidding, big guy. You're right, though. We ought to talk about this first. Whole thing seems fishy to me.
Evandra's father was assassinated by professionals. The artifact is linked to something powerful enough that multiple factions want it. And now we're walking straight into her family estate, looking for answers no one else has found.
I get it. This isn't just some noble girl with a missing heirloom. We might be dealing with something bigger. There may be some merit to her story. Look, before we got to the warehouse, I overheard 2 city guards talking about the artifact. It wasn't just some rare trinket or lost treasure. There were rumors it's tied to the gods. Some ancient force that should have been left alone.
Tied to the gods? Yeah, great, because that's exactly what we need. Divine interference.
Right, but it's no coincidence that the stories are lining up.
Why didn't you say something earlier?
I wasn't sure if it was just city gossip or something real, but after everything that's happened, I'm starting to think there's more truth to it than I wanted to believe.
Reggie, can I roll an insight check on Evandra?
Go for it.
Now we're thinking like a team. Hold up, friend. I got you with a little divine boost. Guidance.
Okay, Bastion, add a 1d4 to your roll.
Damn, 8 total.
Pathetic.
Shut up.
Evandra's expression remains steady. She doesn't shift uncomfortably or avoid eye contact. Everything about her body language says she's being completely honest. If she is hiding something, you see no signs of it.
What Evandra said suggests that her father may have been aiming to be associated with a well-funded organization, or an individual with extensive resources.
Then he would have had the means and the coin to figure this out and do whatever he wanted with it. But let's say that's true. Let's say this thing's got divine fingerprints all over it. How do we know we ain't just walking blind into something we shouldn't be touching?
We don't. But if we don't figure this out, someone else will. We already know people are willing to die and kill for this.
We can either keep this thing until we find somebody qualified to study it, but that also comes with the Gentarum breathing down our necks and watching our backs in the long run. Or we can go to the estate and see if Evandra can put the pieces together herself with the help of her late father's old work. I say we follow her lead and see where this takes us.
I agree, but we must proceed with caution.
I'm with you guys too. It's only a matter of time before the Gentarum come looking for this thing again.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. So long as we get our payment by the end of this shit.
I'm starting to think you're not actually a paladin.
And speaking of people who want this thing, someone want to explain who the Gentarum actually are? And I'm guessing they ain't just some run-of-the-mill bandits.
They're worse. The Gentarim are a powerful mercenary syndicate. Smuggling, assassinations, black market dealings. They've got hands in everything.
They operate like a criminal empire, but they don't just take jobs for gold. They play the long game, gathering power, pulling strings behind the scenes.
So they're just the rich man's thugs.
They are an organized hierarchical entity with extensive resources and long-term objectives. Their influence extends beyond simple criminal enterprises.
So rich man's thugs. With a plan.
Pretty much.
Fantastic. Divine threats, mercenary killers, secret labs. You know, I was just hoping for a quiet drink at the tavern when this all started.
So just to be clear, you're all going with Evandra to her estate now?
Yes.
Thank you all so much. The estate is outside the city, past the outer gates. We must leave now.
With your decision made, you move through the quieting streets. Tavern lights flicker. Distant laughter drifts through the alleys, and patrols linger. But the chaos of the warehouse is behind you. The city carries on. But you have your own path to follow. The towering walls of Waterdeep soon rise ahead. Torches casting flickering light over the massive outer gates. With one last step, the city is behind you. The road stretches through rolling hills and thick woodland, the cool night air brushing against your skin. No merchants, no city noise, just the rustling of trees, the distant chirping of insects, and the steady crunch of boots on dirt. Moonlight spills over the path, silver and quiet. Then you see it. Evandra's family estate stands in the distance. Its dark stone walls bathed in pale moonlight. Tall spires loom over an ivy-covered facade, a wrought iron fence enclosing the property. The gates, slightly ajar, sway gently in the breeze. No guards, no movement, just stillness. Evandra exhales, her eyes locked onto the house. There's something about standing here now, after so long, that seems to weigh on her, but she doesn't falter. Whatever answers lie inside have waited long enough. The iron gates groan as you push them open, a chill creeping in as you step onto the estate grounds. The towering mansion looms ahead, its windows dark, its halls untouched since the day her father was murdered.
For a noble estate, I was expecting a little more life. This place got a groundskeeper, or did everyone just pack up and leave?
There were servants and housekeepers, but most left. A few stayed to maintain the property, but they rarely come into the main house anymore. The estate has been quiet.
Quiet's one word for it. Feels more like a tomb.
And yet the doors are unlocked?
No reason to keep them locked. No one comes here.
That assumption is incorrect. We are here.
Evandra ignores, but smirks at Faram's comment and steps forward. With a deep breath, she pushes the doors open, and they swing inward without resistance. The inside is dark, undisturbed, carrying the scent of old wood and dust. A faint draft moves through the grand entry hall, as if the mansion itself were exhaling after years of silence. The grand foyer stretches before you. High ceilings, elegant chandeliers coated in a thin layer of dust, and a massive staircase leading to the upper floors. To the left, a sitting room with antique furniture covered in white cloths. To the right, a hallway leading deeper into the house. Despite its size, the mansion is eerily still. There's no sign of struggle, no signs of forced entry, just an abandoned home frozen in time.
Yeah, I've seen this horror story before. Walk into the big empty house. Ghosts start whispering, and next thing you know, someone's getting thrown out a window. And to make things worse, you guess the ghost is a Raiju, when it's actually a wraith. Damn fake evidence.
Raiju? Fake evidence? What are you talking about, Rowan?
Ignore him. Let's not waste time. Where do we start?
My father's study is upstairs. If he left anything important behind, it would be there.
That's one place to check. But if the lab was hidden, it's not going to be in plain sight.
I recommend we divide into groups to maximize efficiency.
Agreed. Some of us can search the study, and the rest can check for any hidden entrances elsewhere.
Rowan and I will take the study. If her father left anything useful behind, it'll be there.
And Ferrum and I will check for hidden entrances. If there's a way into that lab, it's probably beneath us.
Logical division of labor. I will assist in detecting structural anomalies.
I'll check the library and my father's quarters. If he left behind any personal notes, that's where they'll be.
With that, you all split off into different sections of the mansion, each with a task ahead of you. Ferrum and Elowin, you step into a dimly lit sitting room. Moonlight filters in through the tall windows, casting long shadows over the dusty furniture. If there's something hidden beneath this floor, you'll need to find it.
So, Ferrum, you're all about analyzing things, right?
Affirmative. My design prioritizes efficiency, adaptability, and strategic assessment.
Right. So tell me, when you're assessing things, do you ever, I don't know, get a gut feeling about something? Like, just a hunch, even if the data doesn't fully back it up?
I do not experience gut feelings since I do not have guts. However, I can process probability-based predictions based on observable data.
And have those predictions ever been off?
Negative. My assessments are accurate within a 98.4% margin.
But that still leaves a 1.6% chance that you're wrong.
Incorrect. My calculations remain precise, but external variables may lead to unanticipated outcomes.
Sounds like a technical way of saying sometimes things don't go the way you expect.
Half-elf perception often favors oversimplification of statistical analysis.
And yet, here we are, searching for a hidden lab with no blueprint, no guarantee it even exists, and no data to process. So what happens when numbers don't give you an answer?
Intuition and instinct may provide supplementary data beyond mechanical detection.
So, maybe this is the part where we can try and trust each other.
Acknowledged.
Good. Then let's put that to the test.
Initiating search protocol. Locating structural inconsistencies. Potential hidden mechanisms.
Oh, just start looking.
The two of you move deeper into the estate, away from the grand foyer and toward one of the side chambers. The room is dark, save for the slivers of moonlight filtering through the tall windows. Dust coats the furniture, a few chairs and tables long abandoned, and faint traces of parchment, undisturbed for years. The floor beneath you is solid stone, with a few worn-down rugs covering sections of it.
Reggie, I wanted to ask, does my 14 passive perception do anything for me?
I know you've got a high one, and I'll let you know if it's being used for future reference. But right now, even with your passive perception, you don't notice anything amiss.
Thanks anyways, but I'm not believing that for a second. I'm rolling for perception. You good with that, Ferrum?
Affirmative. I will assist.
Ferrum's assistance gives you advantage on the roll, Elowin.
23 total.
With your impressive roll of 23, you carefully scan the room and something catches your eye. The rugs covering parts of the floor look undisturbed at first glance, but as you step forward, you notice a faint indentation beneath one of them, a slight dip in the stone floor, subtle but definitely there. As you pull the rug back, a section of the floor appears slightly different from the rest. The stone is smoother, less worn, like it hasn't been walked over as much as the surrounding area. More importantly, as you press your foot against it, there's a barely perceptible give.
I'm gonna stand on the plate, Reggie.
You put weight on it, pushing down to see if it triggers anything, but nothing happens. The stone gives slightly under pressure, but no shifting walls, no sudden clicks, just silence.
That would have been too easy.
Rolling investigation for mechanical analysis.
Can I assist Ferrum this time so he'll have advantage?
Go for it.
17 total.
As you analyze the mechanism, you notice something subtle. While the stone plate moves slightly under pressure, it isn't designed to be a direct trigger. Instead, faint grooves line the edges, leading toward the base of one of the nearby bookshelves. The way the floor tile is positioned suggests it acts as part of a larger mechanism. Something needs to be pulled, twisted, or adjusted to engage it fully.
This is not a standalone trigger. The activation mechanism is connected in the room.
All right, before we start messing with anything, let's take a look. Reggie, is there anything that stands out?
As you both scan the bookshelf, notice that while most books are ordinary, a handful stand out. Some are older, more worn, their spines etched with delicate but deliberate carvings. Above them is an inscription, carefully written yet hurried in execution. To seek the lost and find the way, pull first the one who lit the day, then take the tome of veiled disguise, where truth is drowned in shadowed lies. seek next the script of fallen kin, where gods were slain and kings gave in. The final piece, the hidden key, lies where the past and future see.
This is definitely a puzzle.
I never would have expected that to be the case.
What do you mean? It's written on the wall. Wait, Ferrum, are you being sarcastic?
He's fun. I like him.
I do not know what you are referring to. Sarcasm is not a trait that I was given.
Yeah, if you say so. You should do that more often, though. It looks better on you.
Back to the task at hand. It seems that the structure suggests a required sequence of activation. Error in order may result in failure.
Figured. Is there anything on the shelf, Reggie?
Scanning the shelves, you notice a handful of books with distinct, deliberate markings on their spines, set apart from the others. The titles that catch your eye are Veil of Midnight, The Day the Heavens Fell, Echoes of the Infinite, and The First Flame.
All right, I'll be honest. I don't exactly trust myself to just guess at what these books are. Can I roll history to see if I know anything about them?
Would an arcana check be applicable? If these texts possess magical or divine significance, assessing their arcane properties may yield critical insight.
Both of you sure can. Arcana is definitely applicable. These books aren't just mundane history. They hold magical and divine significance.
13.
18.
Okay, I'm just going to go back and forth between you two and tell you your own respective understanding of each of these books. It's a bit lengthy. I'd recommend keeping notes as I go. And if you need anything repeated, just let me know. I don't mind repeating myself, just not more than a few times, because I'll just assume you aren't listening.
I have been keeping a log of everything that has been said since the start of this campaign. I assure you, you won't have to repeat yourself.
Thanks, Ferrum. Wish you told us this before we started. Let's move on. Elowin, with a roll of 13, your knowledge of the book Veil of Midnight, you recall mentions of texts that were deliberately erased from history, chronicling events too dangerous, too forbidden, or too disruptive to be allowed in the public record. This book seems to be one of those. It likely deals with conspiracies, lost knowledge, or truths buried by those in power. You don't know exactly what it contains, but if it's anything like the other lost texts, it could be about something that was hidden for a reason. Ferrum, your understanding goes a step further, though. You recognize a pattern. When history is erased, it is often not just political, but magical. There are documented cases of knowledge being wiped from existence through arcane suppression, reality-altering magic, or divine intervention. This book isn't just about something people wanted forgotten. It might be about something that was made to be forgotten. Whether through magic, divine will, or the manipulation of memory, the book suggests that this knowledge could be dangerous or even forbidden because of what it reveals. Elowin, you're not entirely sure which event The Day the Heavens Fell refers to. There have been multiple stories about divine collapse, lost gods, and battles between celestial beings. What you do recall is that when gods fall, the world feels the consequences. Entire civilizations have been erased in divine wars, and mortal scholars have long tried to piece together what really happened in those lost ages. This book likely describes a catastrophic event involving the gods, whether their deaths, their exile, or their power being sealed away. But whether it's myth, history, or something in between, you're not sure. Ferrum, the fall of divine beings isn't just historical. It is often a magical event of immense proportions. Gods do not simply die like mortals. Their destruction, imprisonment, or exile usually involves rituals, forbidden magic, or otherworldly forces beyond mortal comprehension. This book might not just describe the event. It could hold details on how it was done. If someone were looking to replicate, undo, or interfere with such an event, this book might be a critical source of information. Elowin, you recognize Echoes of the Infinite is tied to prophecy, visions, and the lingering echoes of things yet to come. The title itself suggests a connection to those who claim to see beyond time, whether through divine intervention, arcane foresight, or simply madness. You recall vague stories of oracles and scholars who dedicated their lives to unraveling cryptic messages about the past and future. Some of those messages were dismissed as nonsense, while others became the foundations of prophecy that shaped entire civilizations. You're not sure how accurate this book's records are, but you know it deals with foreknowledge, possibly events that were foreseen, but never came to pass, or worse, ones that did. Ferrum, you understand that prophecy is often dismissed as superstition, but true divination leaves echoes in the weave of magic itself. When something is foreseen, that knowledge can resonate across time, leaving behind traces of its truth in ways even powerful beings cannot fully suppress. This book likely contains records of prophecies, some realized, some yet to come. But more importantly, it may describe the forces behind prophecy, who or what grants such visions, and whether they can be trusted. A disturbing possibility arises. If certain prophecies in this book were erased from history, it could mean someone deliberately prevented them from coming true, or made sure they did. Elowen, the first flame, is a name often attributed to the origins of civilization, the dawn of magic, or the first spark of divine power. Different cultures interpret it differently. Some say it was the first act of creation. Others say it was the moment mortals first harnessed fire and magic. You don't remember if it refers to a single event or a symbolic representation. But one thing is clear. This book deals with beginnings, with whatever set everything in motion. Fils-aime, your Arcana check tells you that the first flame is not just a metaphor. In many arcane traditions, the idea of an origin point for power is deeply significant. Some scholars believe all magic, all divine influence, all life itself can be traced back to a single source, whether a god, a cosmic force, or a singular moment of creation. If this book contains any truth, it may hold insight into the very foundation of power itself. And if that knowledge is buried here, it is likely because someone wanted to either keep it hidden or rediscover it.
So if we're thinking about this logically, then the order should follow some kind of progression, either historical, thematic, or symbolic. The first flame obviously represents the start of something, maybe magic or civilization itself. The day the heavens fell suggests some kind of major collapse, probably tied to divine power. But then, echoes of the infinite could...
I know the order.
Excuse me?
Reggie, I proceed to pull the books in the following order. The First Flame, The Day the
Fils-aime.
Heavens Fell, Echoes of the Infinite,
Wait.
and Veil of Midnight.
Why?
Without hesitation, your hands move swiftly, pulling each book in quick succession, as if you'd known the order all along. With each movement, the mechanisms hidden within the walls respond, clicks, shifting gears, the sound of something deep within aligning. The final book locks into place, and for a brief second, nothing happens. Then a deep, resonating thunk echoes through the room, heavier and more deliberate than before. The air itself seems to shift, as if the space beyond this wall is reacting to being disturbed for the first time in years. And then, silence.
What did you just...
Elowen, step onto the plate.
I'm sorry, what? Do you even know it worked? I could get blown to bits if I step onto that now.
The mechanism has been triggered. You must complete the activation. You will remain fully intact.
You didn't even let me finish. How do you even...
Step onto the plate. Trust me.
All right. I'm gonna stand on the plate again, Reggie.
You step onto plate a second time, and for a breath, nothing happens. Then, from deep within the walls, a slow, grinding noise begins. Stone shifting, wood creaking, something massive giving way. A faint gust of stale air drifts into the room, like a tomb being unsealed for the first time in ages. Then, just to the left of the bookshelf, a seam appears in the wall. A barely visible crack widening as an entire section of stone and paneling shifts backward before slowly sliding to the side. Behind it, a dark, narrow stairwell descends beneath the estate, disappearing into the unknown.
How the fuck did you know that would work?
Simple. History follows a sequence. Power emerges, the divine fall, prophecy tries to make sense of it, and the truth is buried. The books reflected that pattern.
Right, of course. Well, I'll get Bastion and Rowan. Think you can get Evandra?
Affirmative.
With the entrance revealed, Elowen and Fils-aime hold off on going further for now, deciding to regroup before diving into whatever's waiting below.